Welcome to Create My Connection. In this episode, we'll be talking about the practices of self-love and self-care. You'll learn how to develop a healthy relationship with yourself. It'll reduce your stress, increase your overall well-being. Join me on this journey of self-discovery and let's unlock your fullest potential together. So self-love is treating yourself with kindness, compassion, and acceptance. It means practicing forgiveness, allowing for self-care, and recognizing your strengths and weaknesses. When you're able to treat yourself with respect, it can also lead to increased self-esteem and confidence, and you can become more comfortable in your own skin. Self-care, on the other hand, is taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. It means making conscious choices to promote your health and your happiness. Examples of this are eating well, exercising, getting enough rest, hydrating, engaging in activities that bring you joy. It helps you to reduce stress and improve your mood. You can also feel more energized and less anxious. Now, both of these are important because they help you to develop a positive and more healthy relationship with yourself. You learn to accept yourself for who you are and who you become, and you can become stronger and better equipped to face life challenges. You are able to see your own needs and then put boundaries in place to help you maintain your self-care. Now let's look at ways to build your self-love. The first way is how you speak to yourself. Is it positive or negative? If you speak negatively, then start replacing those with positive things. So instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," you can say, "I am worthy and capable," or "I am good enough." Start changing those thoughts and what you say to yourself. Next is to practice self-compassion. This means treating yourself with kindness and understanding, just as you would a child or a friend. When you make mistakes or come across something that's challenging to you, you can tell yourself something encouraging instead. Give yourself some grace. Another way to appreciate yourself is to remember your strengths and what you have accomplished, and then celebrate them. Even after the fact, go back and celebrate what you are most proud of. Write them down and then look at them and give yourself a boost of confidence and remember that you are good enough. When you're aware of your thoughts and feelings, you can identify what you're thinking and when you are talking negatively about yourself, or if you are behaving in a way that hinders your self-love. Don't put yourself down and don't let others do it. Another thing you can do is take time to self-reflect and think about how your experiences make you feel, not how you think you should feel or how somebody else thinks they made them feel. One way you can do this is to journal or just take some time to think about your thoughts and emotions. You'll start to see patterns and behaviors, and then you can work on ways to change these. Another is staying present and being mindful of your thoughts and emotions in the moment. You can start to catch your negative self-talk or self-destructive behavior when they come up. You can then become more in tune with yourself and your emotions to be a little bit more kind to yourself. It's important to prioritize self-care in our daily lives to help us recharge and stay healthy. So some tips for practicing this are to create a routine. This can include things like meditation, yoga, exercise, reading, or taking a relaxing bath. For me recently, it's been coloring. It slows my mind down. It eases my anxieties and stress levels for a little bit. Start to feed your mind. Do something that stimulates it, such as reading or learning something new or doing something creative. This not only can help reduce stress, but also improve your cognitive functions. Remember to fuel your body. Eating healthy and getting enough sleep and exercise are important factors to do this. And don't forget to nourish your spirit. Connect with something greater than yourself. This can be nature, spirituality, or a sense of purpose. It can create meaning in your life. Remember, what works for one person may not work for you. Experiment with different things to find what works best for you and make it a priority. Set it in your schedule and plan it out. You can do this by setting boundaries and learning to say no to other commitments, other people. Boundaries are what we set for ourselves and others. It protects our well-being. Saying no to things that don't align with your values or priorities helps your energy and your focus on what truly matters. Now, this can be challenging, especially if you're used to putting others' needs before your own. It can be challenging for them and it can be challenging for you. However, by doing so, you are giving yourself permission to make your needs and goals a priority. An example of this might be telling a friend or family member that you can't take on additional responsibilities because you need to focus on your own priorities. Saying no might mean not going to a social event because you need to rest and recharge. And this may feel uncomfortable at first, but it's important to remember that it's okay to put yourself first because it's your life. And by doing so, you're better able to take care of yourself and the others that truly matter in your life. So how do we bring more self-love and self-care into our daily life? So at work, you can take breaks when you need them. Try to reduce stress by stretching or taking some deep breaths. It'll only take a couple of minutes. You can also set boundaries around your work schedule and try to limit your workload so you have time for things outside of work. It was really difficult for me not to go past my scheduled hours. I used to take the work home. I would be there until 10, 11 o'clock at night some nights. And then I had to remember that I needed to make time for me and my family and what was important to me. In relationships, you can set healthy boundaries, have open communication, and take time for yourself when it's needed. Some people need more than others, and it's important to prioritize those needs and not ignore your self-care. Schedule a time to have a couple of hours to yourself every week. You can try reading or listening to music or going out into nature, taking a walk. You may start to feel more grounded and centered and more at peace with yourself. Staying motivated and committed to what you decide to do can be challenging. One way that might help is to set some goals, some realistic goals, and track your progress. This can help you to stay motivated by seeing your progress over time. So if your goal is to meditate for 10 minutes a day, you can use an app to track your progress. If it's to dedicate 2 hours of your week to yourself, put it on the calendar. Celebrate it when you've done it, and acknowledge that that time is needed time for you and for others. Another thing is when you fall short of your goals, because it happens, practice self-compassion. It's important to remember that we are all human, and it's okay to make mistakes and get set back. We can learn to be kinder to ourselves. Have a good support system. This can be talking to your friends or family about what you're doing. You can join a group that stays focused on these topics, because having a good support system, they can give you accountability and encourage you when you're feeling unmotivated. Lastly, it's important to find what works for you and what brings you joy. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, it can be really difficult to stay motivated and consistent. Try experimenting with different things. Find what works for you and create a routine that you can maintain. It's important to remember that developing self-love and self-care takes time and effort. Encourage yourself to be patient and kind to yourself as you go through this process. Celebrate the progress you make, no matter how small it may seem. And remember that self-love and self-care are ongoing practices, and it's okay to have setbacks. Keep moving forward and making your well-being a priority. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.